Welcome back. It was just last fall that sexually transmitted disease numbers reached alarming levels in Greene County, near the top of the state. As we get closer to vacations and popular travel times, a local physician has a reminder to young adults. College students look forward to it all year long. Spring break, a time to blow off steam and the pressures of studying, but sometimes risky behavior can be added in there.
I see an uptick in sexually transmitted diseases.
Cindy Gristle, a physician assistant with Mercy, says while abstinence is the only way to completely prevent STDs and unplanned pregnancies, young adults need to know what to watch for if they've engaged in sexual activity.
The biggest thing is that there is both what I consider symptomatic sexually transmitted diseases, and then those that don't necessarily appear right away that can obviously cause us risk later on. Some will have symptoms such as a potential discharge, maybe some pain, not just a overall general malaise of not feeling well.
And Gristle says getting tested isn't something that should be put off.
First of all, nothing to be embarrassed about. Number one, usually most providers will test you for some of the more common STDs, such as gonorrhea and chlamydia. But I also do feel that it's important that we test for HIV, hepatitis, and syphilis, because those are things that don't present right away with symptoms.
Gristle also says untreated STDs can have lifelong consequences.
There are untreated STDs can result in infertility. And although in the younger age, we may not be thinking about the future and wanting to have a family, but if we engage in those behaviors, then that limits our opportunities later on.
And there are local resources available. The Springfield Greene County Health Department offers STI testing for chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, a lot of the major STDs out there, HIV as well. And they do have walk-in clinics available. That's at their Chestnut Expressway location. That's on Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 2. You can, of course, also make an appointment. And they do give out free condoms as well. And for students at MSU, the health department has partnered with Majors Health and Wellness to offer STI tests as well.